Good morning, traders and investors. Dale Circuit here with the Trader Boys. We've got a interesting market. We had a little bit of a wild ride from 6 p.m. last night, the open of the futures markets. The futures markets did open down, but we just had a news release on the $3 trillion stimulus that's just being passed by the House. So we now have the markets up. The Dow is up 214, S&P's up 16.5. So we're looking at 0.5% there in the S&P. NASDAQ has just gone positive here, so there's a little bit of buying going into the markets. Now, there's some headwinds to get through. We're going to cover that in the charts in just a minute. We've got the Russell super strong right now. Money pumping into the Russell here. So looks like we've got to have a chance to possibly come off these lows here. But let's go to the charts before we jump into that. Now, you've got the bonds here. Now, this is a chart we got to watch. We mentioned this many times over the last week or so. Oil's up 50 cents. It's moving north. Gold is come off a beautiful level here, 1784. We got Exxon. Exxon is a great buying opportunity at this point in time. And then we get the big names down here. So the one that's going to have pressure on it is Facebook, as all these big companies come out and release that they're going to be stopping in their advertising. So you can see Facebook, looking for a 3.3% drop here. It's down $7 in the pre-market as of 8 o'clock this morning. Tesla moving to the upside. Tesla's on that mission trying to break that 1,000 mark. These here are just a couple stocks here. We can look at the play from the coronavirus. You got Delta Airlines up 50 cents. You got Carnival Cruise Lines, and we got United Airlines. The airlines here, I believe, are now not doing social distancing. They'll be able to fill all their seats in their planes. So that's going to be a huge revenue generator for these companies that have just been beat up by the pandemic here. So there's some good opportunity here, as long as that second wave doesn't come through too strong, if it's a second wave. The charts. Let's start with the S&P. The S&P. So, whoa, we're popping here. Now we had a triangle formation, and we're looking for the breakout above that triangle formation. This is a 50 period moving average. Now this is all selling pressure. There's all unfilled sell orders here. So, not looking for the long as of yet. Right, we've got to show the market's got to give us permission to get long, and it's not going to give you permission until you get above this 30-30 mark right here. There is a little level of supply right in here on a smaller time frame, so not a big deal. But once we break above that 30-30, look for the retracement or look for a base, and then look for the breakout. Then you got permission to go. Until then, right, we sit on our hands, we be patient, and we wait for the right setups. So the S&P, that's on the 30-minute time frame. Let's come back to the daily time frame here. Big picture. We're coming down to the previous low right here, so there's going to be unfilled buy orders, right, coming off this area here, and that's what we dropped into last night. Now we're looking for the push up, right? So at this point in time, we are still in an uptrend. We do have a lower pivot high here, but we do not have the lower low just of yet. What's also interesting is we're coming into the 50-day moving average here. That could offer a little bit of support in the S&P. The Russell 2000. Right, this is the one that's showing the most amount of buying pressure coming into. This is the 1 hour time frame here. Right now on the 1 hour time frame, it is in a downtrend. We do have lower pivot lows. We do have lower pivot highs, and we're going to come into obviously some headwind right here, where there's some selling pressure before we had that drop into the previous pivot low there. We're breaking out to the upside right now. So again, if it can get above these highs here, now there's a supply level right here. Look for the retracement, and then we can look to get long. On the longer term view here, longer term play, we've still got this trend line here, and we've still got this overhead area here coming into play. So there's a lot of work for this market to get bullish and kind of continue to really make this a longer term uptrend. My stance is longer term, right? Looking to come up into this area here and look for the pivot to high to start to make a drop. We'll kind of look more into that as we get more information, as we get closer to that. NASDAQ, right? Gap down in the overnight here. Coming down into a 1 hour, a 60-minute, 1 hour demand zone here. So here's that demand zone. We've had this out here for a couple weeks. This is the area it's already come into once, and boom, it exploded off. So Sunday night we dropped in. We opened into this demand zone here, and we're pushing up. So this here is the area where there's unfilled sell orders, the supply area here. So same principle here. We need this to pop through here, break through this area before I'm getting long. And then look for the retracement or a base and play the breakout, and that's how you can get into your swing trades. So swing trades are 2 to 10 day trades. That's where you want to be. If you're working full time, you want to bring another form of income from the financial markets, swing trading is your calling. And it's a phenomenal way to trade. We can do it with the futures market, stock market, options market, currencies market. You can do that in any market. It's a phenomenal way to trade. So right here, this is the area we're going to get through. So you can see selling pressure here, selling pressure here. All right, we're trying. Right now on the NASDAQ, we are currently in a downtrend. We have lower lows, lower highs on the 1 hour time frame. We got the VIX. The VIX is still trapped inside this area here. Same thing, the message we put out there. Break above that 37.25 mark right there. We're going to have the markets dropping, and we're going to get that VIX running. Until then, we don't have a lot. Now, we can still look for the VIX on the next run up if we achieve that today. Look for the VIX to drop, and VIX can be a great hedge. Right? Hedging is the offsetting of risk in your portfolio. This is a principle that we're going to teach heavily, strategically at the Trader Boys. So be looking out for the education. It is in production right now. It is absolutely unbelievable. I'm so excited to get it out there. It's coming. It's coming sooner than you think. The bonds, 10-year bonds. We are up into supply of that 10-year bonds. We're getting a little bit of selling pressure on that today. Bonds drop. That'll allow the markets to rise. So this is another indicator we can look at to stack the odds in your favor in the financial market. So remember, bonds drop a lot, interest rates rises. That's going to be absolutely devastating to the current economic conditions with massive unemployment, not a lot of money coming into a lot of homes in North America. You raise those interest rates on massive amounts of debt, including the Federal Reserve and governments. Whoa, that's going to be horrible. But good for us because we can make money in the downtrend. And gold. Gold is the market longer term. This is a 1 hour time frame. Longer term, we're looking for gold up. I think gold is a great play long term. This was not a trade I put out there last week, but this was a phenomenal play. You had this little demand zone here. We already came down. That was tested. We dropped into that. That put the low of the market in, and then it just exploded. So that would have been a great entry point to get long gold. Right? Longest trade in the upward direction for the longer term play. So on the daily time frame, here's how we're looking. Right, that's the all-time high right there. We're coming up, and we're just looking for this to continue to push. So expect gold longer term. I'm looking around the 2,500 mark, longer term play. So that's for the investors out there. Great transaction to be involved in, and look out for that one. All right, let's go. We're gonna look at oil. Woohoo! Oil is moving. So this is a great setup. So let me walk you through this. Down we come, pivot low, pivot high. Going back to the left, this pivot high is lower than the previous. Right, so we've got the weakness coming in. Right, obviously we broke below this low here, so we're in a downtrend. Now we come down, we cannot get lower than the previous low, and we start to move up. Not only do we move up, we base and explode. We've got this upper trend line. We break through the trend line. Not only do we break through the trend line, we break above the previous high. Right, now, breaking above the trend line, breaking above the previous high, we are permission to go. We're permission to buy. Now, we don't buy yet. What do we need? We need a retracement. We need the down move. You always buy at low prices. You don't buy at high prices. Now, the other way we can play this is if oil bases here and it's too strong to drop, we'll play the breakout to the upside. All right, so what we're looking for on oil is we're looking for that retracement. This is an excellent area. We're tracing back down into the trend line, into the demand zone. This is going to be a great place to get long oil. And oil is positioned right now beautifully for a long transaction. And you know my stance on oil, long-term play. Hey, we need oil in this economy. So we are in the uptrend on the daily time frame. Pivot high, higher highs. Right, coming down, we've got a nice little retracement here into the daily demand. Right, break above these candles highs, we're going, and we're going to 47. Right, so there's gonna be a great, nice run there. Now you know the company I've been looking at, Exxon. Why? Dividend, huge dividend, huge upside potential. This is a great stock to have in your portfolio. Then you can go next step. We're gonna teach you this in Trader Boys. How do I bring in another form of income? We sell call options on it. Now if you don't know what options are, you better subscribe to Trader Boys. So we're going to teach you the option market and how to bring in a triple form of income in your self-directed portfolios. All right, we're going to be guiding you through that step and through that process. So right here, Exxon, we're looking at a bid right now at 43.72. So we're going to open inside the demand zone here, right at the top of this, break above this candle's high, get back above that 50-day period moving average, and we're going for a run. So Exxon was a great play for the long term. Chevron was another play here on oil, long term, in demand right now on the daily time frames, and also a big dividend on this one too. So there's a couple longer term plays for you, a couple setups, and they're ready to go. Right, all these transactions for educational purposes only. Right, here we go on the NASDAQ. Let's come back. We've got to Apple here. Apple is in daily demand. So if you want a little piece of Apple, jump on board. Apple's got some potential here. We're in demand right now. We are looking to open 354. So we're looking to open in that demand level. Your stop loss is going to go below 345. So position size correctly to manage your risk, manage your downside if this doesn't hold. But if the NASDAQ moves to the upside, right, what's going to move it up there? Apple, Amazon, right, your thing. Okay, so Facebook's going to put some pressure on that. What do we got? We got Amazon here. Amazon, this is on the 4-hour time frame. Let's come back to the daily chart. Amazon, we got a nice candle down there on Friday, but there's really nothing in here to give us a buying opportunity. So you could look right here. If you come down to small time frame for me being the 60-minute chart, I have no interest going lower than that. We can look here. You get a little bit of sideways, right? Up we go. Okay, so you can't look through here. It's just you got to take some risk on this one to be able to get on board this. So if you own Amazon, keep owning it. Have your stops in, manage your downside, but you got a good potential here of a continuation move to the upside. Let's take a look. We got Netflix. Netflix is in daily demand. Daily demand. So nice move to the downside on Netflix there. Netflix could potentially come lower into this demand zone. So Netflix came up, base. We just got the breakout. So we got the retracement of that breakout move. So this is a beautiful play. This is a great play on Netflix. Netflix is a go if we can get some upside move on the markets here. Facebook's got room to drop. Right, the demand zone on Facebook is down at 202.60. So look for Facebook to come down lower. We're looking to open right now at 208.60. So just above. You're going to be in this area here, in this region here. So look for that to continue to drop, and then we could look to take a position right here. So Facebook's got some opportunity now. You got to wait and look. We might get some more negative news coming out on Facebook just yet. And last one here, Microsoft. Microsoft, great play. It's currently above the demand zone. So on Friday we hit the demand zone. Buying pressure started kicking in. 196.40. So we're looking to open right around where we closed on Friday, right at this trend line. So if you want to break it down to smaller time frame charts and pick up an entry on Microsoft, you're more than welcome to do so. It's a go. You got some upside potential here on Microsoft. So some great transactions and some great plays. That'll set you up for the week. Dale Sargo Trader Boys, have an amazing week. It is going to be phenomenal. So this week, coming up, we're going to have the jobs report Friday. Whew, it's going to be a big one. That's going to be interesting to see. Have a great day.